Hola! In this presentation, I would like to share with you my experience to become a member of the 7 Continents Marathon Club. You enter this club when you run one marathon in each of the 7 continents, and today this club has 349 members from many different countries. Depending on where you are from, you heard that there are 4, 5, 6 or 7 continents based on the interpretation of the definition of a continent. For instance, in the Olympic logo, these rings represent the 5 continents that are described in this map. To enter the club, you need to run a marathon in Antarctica, and I will focus on that one. Before going to Antarctica in 2016, I had already run 11 marathons in 6 different continents. The ones that you see on top are the marathons that I ran in countries that I was working in, and the ones in the bottom are countries I traveled to scratch that continent. In Antarctica, we run in a place called Union Glacier. It is 3,000 kilometers from Punta Arenas in Chile and about 1,000 kilometers from the South Pole. The latitude is 80 degrees south, and you can see that we were far from the coast. That means that there was no life at all. No animals, no plant, no penguins, just ice. There are no regular flights to Antarctica, so we took this charter flight that is a Russian cargo airplane. The model is EU-76. It only operates during the summer in Antarctica, that are the months of November, December and January. During that time, there is no night. It's daylight the whole time. And this is the airport where we landed. It is a blue ice runway, and the plane is able to land there. No concrete, just ice. The temperature that we have in Antarctica was not that bad. It was in between -13 to -25 in areas where the wind blowed. This airstrip was the colder place as it was very windy. This monster is the EU-76, and a part of the marathon runners once per year, people who climb the tallest mountain in Antarctica, Mount Vinson, or people who went to the South Pole skiing, most likely use this plane to get to Union Glacier Camp. And this is Union Glacier. It is on a glacier that moves 330 meters per year. Below our feet, here we had 1,000 meters of ice. In the summer, it's 4 months of daylight, no night. In the winter, this camp doesn't exist because it's dismantled. This is a closer look to the camp. The tents are very well organized in rows and in columns. And on the right, we have common areas, like toilets and the cafeteria. We had a security perimeter around the camp because, being a glacier, there were crevasses around. This was my tent. All the tents had the name of famous Antarctic explorers, like Amundsen, Shackleton, Evans. Mine was Scott, and I was a little bit concerned about that because even though I admire Captain Scott, he died in Antarctica, and I didn't think it was a very good sign before running the race. My tent inside was very comfortable. It has wooden floor, 2 beds, a table, you could be standing up, so it was pretty luxurious. The water in my bottle froze while I was sleeping, but we didn't feel cold as we were very well prepared for low temperatures. The race was scheduled for November 24, the day after we arrived, but the conditions were not very good. There was very low visibility. So the organization decided to postpone the race to the following day. Here you can see some participants training that day. And this is the day of the race, before the start. In Union Glacier, you don't have internet, you don't have TV. The only thing that you can do is hang out with other runners. So it was a fantastic bonding experience, getting to know other participants that share the same passion of running and traveling. And here we are ready to start. You can see that it is not the New York City Marathon in terms of participants. We were only 49 runners for the marathon and 6 for the half marathon. The course was a 21-kilometer loop that we had to run twice. This picture was taken during the race, and you can see 4 runners in the immensity of a white desert. The landscape is absolutely beautiful, and it is because of its simplicity. There is nothing there, just silence. This is me in action, number 14. We were running on ice and snow, but some machines prepared the way before, making a path. So it was not that hard. With the clothes, it was important to have a good windproof jacket and pants. And this is the winner of the race, Gary from Ireland. His personal best in a marathon was 2 hours 17 minutes in Berlin, and with that time, he could have gone to the Olympic Games in Rio. But only 3 runners per country go to the Olympics, and he had the 4th best time. So unfortunately, he couldn't go. When I finished my first lap, the first 21K, I passed by the camp, I changed clothes, I ate something, and when I was about to start the second lap, I asked, "How is Gary doing?" And an organizer told me, "He's going to finish in about 5 minutes." So I wait, I cheer for him in the finish line, that's me, on the left, on the right, and then I did my second lap. So those are the advantages of being slow and not really competitive, that instead of enjoying these landscapes for 3 hours and a half, you can do it for 7 hours. And that's how I entered the 7 Continents Club. Confucius, the Chinese philosopher, said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is correct for this journey, but for every aspect of life. We can achieve our goals just taking one step at a time. Thanks.